This Steve Jones Show podcast is now loading. The Steve Jones Show podcast is presented by Sunbury Motor Company, Purdy Insurance, and Brewers Outlet. Bringing you an in-depth look at Penn State sports and more. This is the Steve Jones Show on News Radio 1070 WKOK. The Steve Jones Show is presented by Purdy Insurance, Brewers Outlet, and Sunbury Motor Company. Now from the Sunbury Motor Studio, here's Steve Jones.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Steve Jones Show here on News Radio 1070 WKOK. We talked a little with, started out the day, or actually the week, I guess, talking to Ray Didinger, Pro Football Hall of Famer. He's got a new book coming out on October 17th, an update of the Eagles Encyclopedia after them winning the Super Bowl last year. And Steve talked a little bit about Penn State football and the opening of practice on Wednesday and how important depth is going to be to the Nittany Lions this season. What else is going on today? It looks like while we were talking with Ray in the first half hour that somebody else in the Guardians is caught up in a little bit of the gambling in the gambling controversy. If you remember a couple weeks ago, I think it was a week before Steve was on vacation, Luis Ortiz, their starting pitcher, was suspended. I think he's suspended with pay until August 31st, and now their closer, Emmanuel Clace, is also suspended to August 31st on gambling questions. So that throws kind of a wrench into the trade deadline. Emmanuel Clace, the closer for the Guardians, was supposedly a target if the Guardians were going to sell. I believe the Yankees, Phillies, and somebody else were kind of involved if he was going to be available. So that's something to keep an eye on. As somebody said, that absolutely kills his trade value, of course, if he can't pitch to August 31st. So it's going to be interesting to see. I don't know if you remember the Luis Ortiz one. It was a ball or a strike thing on a pitch-to-pitch bet, and it was pretty. It was the first one. I saw the first one, and it was kind of questionable. But the second one was very clearly that if he did it on purpose, it was pretty intentional. Threw it straight into the ground. I don't know what they have on a manual if it's a pitch-to-pitch thing or something else. And I think we talked about this before, that it's, if it's. This isn't the first time. It's not going to be the last time. Does it? I mean, we talked. Europe's had betting like this for years and years and years. I think since I was a youngster. So, and they have their scandals, and I think you kind of have to take the scandals with if we're going to have legalized betting. I think, honestly, the biggest issue is the apps. It's so easy right now. As far as you know, I could be gambling on the air right now while I'm talking to you, holding my phone. I'm not, by the way. But, I mean, you could, it's very easy to sit on your phone and make bet after bet after bet. Or, I'm sure you can make 3, 5, 8 bets in less than a minute online and get yourself into some real trouble. And being a Major League Baseball player doesn't preclude you from having a lot of free time, obviously, and sitting in your hotel room before the game, or they're human like the rest of us. So I bet we're going to see more of this. I think that's like last summer it was, or the summer before with the Iowa State and the Iowa college players, that was a summertime thing. It's when they have more free time, and we'll see how this kind of stuff turns out. It's kind of like we talk about the college sports stuff. It's not anything that we're going to see the results of for a couple years and figure out what exactly the ramifications of all this legal betting is going to be. But I think it's pretty sure right now that it's not great, and it's just another way for people to, I don't know if get in trouble is the right way to put it, but it's just, again, we'll see how it goes, and we'll see how the money things work out for these people. And I'm real interested to see what Clace did, because it doesn't seem like right now, like I said, that it's betting on games and betting on specific games. It's more the pitch thing. Is the next pitch going to be a ball or a strike? Who gets more hits? The individual stuff. And that's what the NBA gambling investigation is about, between Jonte Porter and the guard for the Pistons, who was a free agent and kind of shot his free agency all to heck with his gambling stuff. Malik Beasley. So it's not just the college kids. It's not just the Major League Baseball players, or it's the NBA players. So again, we'll see how this turns out as it goes on. Again, Emmanuel Clace out to August 31st, along with Luis Ortiz, and that throws something into the trade deadline there. I don't know how much you guys paid attention this weekend to some of the the stuff going on around. We talked a little bit on Friday with Adam Rittenberg, and Steve and I talked a little bit about Tony Petitti's plan for the college football playoff, and for what his plan was for, they want 4 automatic bids, and they're gonna play off and things like that. That's one of those things that did not go over real well with nationally at all.
I just got off the phone with Mr. Ham.
Oh, well,
discussing a few things that were pretty important.
Yeah, that's good.
Didn't help you out.
No. We were going well. We were discussing that Emmanuel Clace's
Class A.
Class A has been I saw
suspended. That. Yeah.
I was just going to actually say this
is a gambling thing, right?
Yeah. Well, I didn't see exactly what it's for, because remember Luis Ortiz got it, and he threw the 2 sliders in the dirt.
Yeah.
So I didn't see what Emmanuel did, but it is interesting.
Yeah,
it's 2 guardians, though.
Yes.
And as going to throws a wrench in some of those trade plans too, because he was supposedly on the old trade block as well.
Yes, he was. Yes. Well, you know what? Yeah, Class A was one of those guys. Everybody's like, "Hey, the Guardians are just far enough out. We got to call them."
Yeah. And now Jose Alvarado is going to be back before he is.
Yeah. But Jose Alvarado is not going to be pitching in the postseason either.
No. I do wonder if that's the next thing for these gambling guys.
What do you mean? That part I missed.
I just mean, if it starts to be an epidemic, or more of an epidemic, I wonder if they start taking away postseason games instead of just regular season games.
Boy, that's an interesting. Yeah.
I mean, they also diagnosed Dion today.
Yes. Yeah.
That didn't sound good at all. He had bladder cancer and had to remove his bladder.
Yeah, that's not good. That is not good at all. So
no,
I don't want to. You don't want to have anybody go through any of that. You know what I mean?
No, not at all. Said he's had 14 surgeries since he's taken over in Boulder, between his feet and the bladder cancer.
See, everybody's asked about this stuff, and they get frustrated when people don't answer. But that's your private life, for goodness sakes. You don't want to be out there talking about what your issues happen to be. So I understand when he gets a little antsy about having to answer those questions. I mean, at least I understand that.
It was obviously very serious. I think that the point people were asking those questions, he probably couldn't answer them anyway. I mean, I think it was stage 3, so he's probably wondering if he's going to live, let alone letting the world know what the heck's going on.
Yeah. No, it's exactly right.
It also says he didn't tell. It also said he didn't tell the kids.
The players or his own kids?
His own kids. He wanted them to concentrate in the draft stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. That's selfless in a lot of ways.
Now, see, my initial thought was, and that would upset me if it was my father. I would want to know.
Oh, no, it would upset me too. I mean, it really would. But I'm just saying I can understand why he did. And, it's not easy. I mean, that's a hard decision to make. I mean, look, I would tell my family anytime. But everybody has to make their own decision their own way as to how they want to do it. So
I was going to say not easier, but I think it was probably a little, if they're not home around Boulder while they're out training, it's probably a little easier to keep it from them than it would be if they were
right. If they're not around,
home,
sure, absolutely, they're not around. There's no question. But
I was going to say, I think if the Suns are in Boulder, they probably get an inkling Dad's sick.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's those are hard decisions to make.
It's so weird that you don't want to talk, and I get why you didn't want to talk and all that stuff, but they still filmed it for a YouTube documentary.
Okay.
I was going to say, we just live in different times. I get it, but
yeah, no, we do.
I think that's probably the last place I'd want somebody to follow me around with a camera.
Yeah. Very true. Very true. All right. Great to have everybody on the show today. This half hour, by the way, brought to you by Brewers Outlet, Reagan Street in Sunbury, the beverage supermarket. Imports, domestics, microbrews, the best selection of beer anywhere. Wine coolers, water, soft drink, snacks. They roast their peanuts fresh and out every day. 6 great flavors of slushies, ready-to-drink cocktails, High Noon, Jack Daniels, Crown Royal. And the pickle bar led by the Barrels and the Dills, indeed second to none. I'll let Brewers Outlet, Reagan Street in Sunbury, the beverage supermarket. So he's on leave over a gambling probe. And he's on non-paid disciplinary leave through August 31st. Eesh.
I was going to say they switched Ortiz's to August 31st, I think, while you were on vacation.
Did they?
Yeah, so they're both so it does make me think that it might be both the same investigation.
His ties to the investigation that started following the June 27th alert from IC360, a firm that monitors betting markets for abnormalities, are unclear. They were alerted about a spike in action on Ortiz's first pitch, but it doesn't say what triggered Class A. And then, of course, there's the near fist fight after Bryce Harper cussed out Rob Manfred. Yeah.
I did see that.
All right. Yeah. How about that one?
Doesn't sound like the old collective bargaining is going to go well in 2026.
Well, December 1st, 2026 is the deadline, boys and girls. And I will give baseball credit. I feel like the sport is hitting its stride a little bit. I mean, the usual things come up during the course of a season, that happen, pro and con. Of course, we're talking about this situation here. But, I mean, just like any average season, Aaron Judge is back on the disabled list. So, what?
I think they got a little lucky. The way they were talking on Friday night, and the way Bryce was talking to everybody, I think they thought he was going to need Tommy John.
Yeah, and they're fortunate.
Yeah, or maybe it was Saturday. It was on TV because Apple TV was the Friday night game.
Yeah.
But they would. I mean, there was 3 different times I showed Yankees at first base, and Bryce Harper talking concernedly with them.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, now I don't know. I mean, I assume it's the 10-day list, but does it say when he might be back from it? Because 10 days is just a minimum.
I was going to say what I saw yesterday. It seems like it's going to be the minimum.
Okay. Well,
maybe 2 weeks, but I mean.
It's good news.
They're dead in the water without him, as you well know.
I know. I mean, now Nick Kurtz of the A's hits 4 home runs, but he also had a double and a single. He had 19 total bases in a game. He was the 20th player in the history of the game to hit 4 home runs in a game. And I felt like it got some play, but my goodness, if Aaron Judge or Shohei Ohtani had done it, and it's nothing to do with them. It's not Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani. It's the people making decisions as to what to show. But Kurtz did something remarkable. He's a left-handed hitter. He hit 3 to the opposite field in Houston. He pulled 1 into the upper deck. And then he had a double and a single. He had 19 total bases. Unbelievable game.
That double was also awfully close to being the 5th homer, too.
5th home run, yes. Yay.
You know he's a Lancaster guy.
Yeah, I know.
Did you see what his nickname is?
No.
The Big Amish.
Oh, yes. You know what? I did see that. He is yeah, that's right. He is the Big Amish. I forgot about that. Yeah, I did see that, as a matter of fact. But if somebody else had done it except him, and he's playing for the A's, wouldn't it be a bigger deal?
Yes, I think if it was somebody else, I think it's also because it's the A's as well, and it was also 12:30 at night on the East Coast.
Oh, I know. No, but I'm just saying, like, going into the weekend, it should have been like over and over and over again. What he did was unbelievable.
You're preaching to the choir there, man. I mean, it's one of those things where I don't think people realize how rare 4-homer games is. There's actually been less 4-homer games than perfect games.
Right. There's been 20, I think. He was the 20th.
Yeah, and this is the first year that there's ever been 2 in the same season because Suarez for the Diamondbacks did it in like April, I think.
Yes. Yep.
It's Sean Green that also had 19 total bases?
Yes.
Yeah. I think somebody said that with the way it happened and things like that they were trying to decide if it was the best single game in MLB history.
Oh, geez, I don't know.
I mean,
that's always a fun debate, but that stuff doesn't really mean much to me. You know.
The 6 for 6 is almost as impressive because that doesn't happen very often.
I know, 6 for 6, 4 home runs, a double, and a single, 19 total bases. That's remarkable.
Also in 9 innings. Because what? I think Rennie Stennett's 7 for 7 is in extra innings, I believe.
Well, Rennie Stennett was Rennie Stennett was an extra inning game when he went 7 for 7.
That's a week for most guys.
Oh, God. I mean, for the Pirates offense currently, it's a month.
True.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. Other than that, just kidding.
Hey, at least Skenes won twice now and got to snap that awful streak.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. What the heck?
I think there was a point in mid-July I was reading that he was on pace for 7-13 with a 1.99 ERA for the season.
Yeah, I know.
And they were going to try, somebody was like, he probably deserves a Cy Young award, but could you imagine, remember the fit when Felix won it at 11-10?
Well, remember with Jacob deGrom? They were wondering the same thing about him one year with the Mets.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. What the heck?
I was going to say Zach hasn't been Zach since the All-Star break, so I think Paul kind of has a bit of the lead right now.
True. That's true. And that's... yeah. Take a break. Back with more in a moment here on News Radio 1070 WKOK.
There's something to be said about a sale with a handshake, a service technician who really knows what he's doing. They can explain it in English what the problem is. There's nothing better than having that friend you could trust in the area. That's Sunbury Motors, where you get selection, knowledgeable salespeople, and prices that fit your budget, and more important, that friend you can trust. Welcome to Sunbury Motors, Kia, Ford, and Hyundai. You could shop other dealers and compare prices, but at Sunbury Motors, you get their lowest price promise. They research the current used vehicle market and guarantee their used car prices are the lowest. If you find a lower price, Sunbury Motors will beat it. 3 dealers all in one. See their full new and pre-owned inventory at sunburymotors.com. Pick out a vehicle you like and schedule your test drive online. Follow them on Facebook. Sunbury Motors Ford and Hyundai, North 4th Street, Sunbury, and Sunbury Motors Kia, routes 11 and 15 in Hummel's Wharf.
An in-depth look at Penn State sports and more. This is the Steve Jones Show on News Radio 1070 WKOK. The Steve Jones Show is presented by Sunbury Motor Company, Birdie Insurance, and Brewers Outlet. Now from the Sunbury Motors studio, here's Steve Jones.
Good friends at Sunbury Motors, 4th Street in Sunbury, Sunbury Motors Kia, Route 11 and 15 in Hummel's online at sunburymotors.com. Ford, that's where I went. Great choice for me. Kia, Hyundai, the best in new inventory. Look, you want pre-owned inventory because guess what? It may fit your budget. That's fine. Completely understand that. Completely understand that. Well, they go over all their pre-owned inventory with a fine-tooth comb, because they want to ease the buying experience as much as possible. Their financing is outstanding, by the way. And the service department, whether it's inspections, quick lane, routine, difficult, they handle it all at Sunbury Motors, 4th Street in Sunbury. Sunbury Motors Kia, routes 11 and 15 in Hummel's Wharf, and online at sunburymotors.com. So for the Cleveland Guardians, Emmanuel Clase, they're looking into if there's any connection with something he did in the game revolves around gambling. Now, what that is or isn't, I have no idea. We found out about Ortiz that it involved 2 pitches, and they still haven't resolved that yet. So I don't know. But I think, as Todd correctly pointed out, the timing of it, because he would have been a potential trade chip. And you can forget that.
$103 miles an hour looks good in the back of the bullpen.
I know it does. I mean, maybe you do roll the dice and you trade for him, because between now and August 30th, I mean, you'd have to find out what they're looking into. I mean, you're the Phillies, for example. If you're the Phillies right now, you're looking for the best option that could be available. Maybe David Bednar or the Pirates. Now, I don't know if that's realistic. I may not be correct.
It's just wild how baseball. Remember how bad he was in the first 3 weeks of the season, and he got sent down, and now he's going to 3 months later he's going to be the biggest piece in the trade deadline.
Well, that is
apparently something worked out for the Pirates this year.
Well, but the key is that he figured out something.
Yeah.
And look, it's going to be the usual prospects. It's just you've got to be able to have a franchise where you're attempting to keep some people, aren't you? Hey, I'm talking about the Pirates now. I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about the Phillies. The Phillies are stable. They've got stars. They're trying to win the whole thing here.
Well, I think it all comes down to in a couple of years what they decide to do with Skenes.
Oh, no question. Oh, no question.
I mean, if he's not the guy they're going to pay, who are they going to pay?
Look, they've already not paid Garrett Cole. What's the difference? I mean, they didn't even attempt to give him another contract. They didn't even attempt to give him another contract. Then ended up he went to Houston.
For whatever the baseball zeitgeist is now, I think whether you think Skenes is better than him or not, I think he's caught the public attention more than Garrett Cole has and probably means more to that now.
Yet Cole pitched in the postseason for the Pirates.
Well, that apparently didn't matter to them.
Right, no, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I get that.
I'm just saying that, I mean, he meant.
I don't know if you can do that again, though. To keep the Pirates as a viable option in Pittsburgh, if they get rid of Skenes, that's probably the death knell.
Well, oh man, you've got to be able to build around somebody, and O'Neal Cruz is not that guy. Okay, I mean, he does all the wonderful stuff that the StatCast people love. You know, he throws the ball 100 miles an hour from shortstop. He throws the ball 115 from right field. He hits a 513 home run in the home run derby, which, by the way, last time I checked in the standings, didn't count. Right. He does all that stuff. You know, the exit velocity on a line drive home run he hit last year. He hit a line drive home run into the left field seats, and it got out at like 122 miles an hour, some crazy number. All right, okay. But he hits 219. Like, it's one thing to have. What's Schwarber's batting average right now? Like, is he like 260, 270?
I actually think he's gone down a little bit, but he was about that.
Okay. And what was it? 2 years ago, he hit like in the 180s, 190s? Something like that?
So he is currently hitting 254.
Okay.
And it was
2 years ago?
2 years ago, he hit 197.
Right.
His back-to-back first 2 years in Philly, he hit 218 and 197.
Right. But how many home runs did he hit?
A lot.
Right.
That's why they pay me the big bucks.
That was very impressive on your part. I like the way you bounced back. That was great.
46 and 47 in those 2 years.
Right. Okay. Now, let's take a moment and look at O'Neal Cruz. All right. Now, Ellie Dela Cruz is what O'Neal Cruz should be. Okay. But he doesn't hit 40 home runs. He doesn't hit 40 home runs. Schwarber hits 40 home runs. I mean, who do you want? O'Neal Cruz or Schwarber?
Oh, Schwarber.
Of course. Because he hits 40 home runs and he wins games. O'Neal Cruz, I mean, you don't build around him. I don't care what the StatCast era says.
Yeah, but he's like the pretty girl. Somebody thinks they can fix him.
That's true. But as for Paul Skenes, you would like to build around him, idealistically. But boy. If they trade him for prospects, there's not going to be a single person they're going to get in return that matches what he is. That's the issue I have.
But the thing is, it's the Pirates. They're going to wait till the last minute anyway.
Oh yeah, I know.
I mean,
they're not going to trade him now. I mean, that's always been the rumor and so on and so forth. I got it. But that's not what's going to happen here. They're not going to trade him now. The question is going to be a couple of years from now. Not next year either. A couple of years from now. Oh, boy.
I do wonder if they would try to trade him now if it wouldn't get the... I know the commissioner's not as powerful if he once was, but get the old Vida Blue treatment when Charlie Finley tried to trade him to the Red Sox.
Vida Blue... It was actually Vida Blue went to the Yankees.
To the Yankees. Who went to the Red Sox?
Joe Rudy and
Okay.
Raleigh Fingers went to the Red Sox. And Bowie Kuhn said it wasn't in the best interest of baseball, so he canceled the deal. I mean, Rudy and Fingers suited up for the Red Sox because I think they were in Oakland when it happened. But they never played a game. I don't think that's going to happen here.
Wasn't Vida Blue holding out? That's what started it all?
May have been.
I think so.
You may be right about that. Yeah.
I can't remember who wrote it, but there's a great history of 70s baseball with all that stuff in it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember when the deal happened, I was like, hey, I'm a Red Sox fan. Like, hey, they got Joe Rudy and Raleigh Fingers. This is great. We finally got a closer. That's great. Right? And then 24 hours later, we don't have him anymore.
You already had your mustache waxed to do the handlebar mustache?
We're done. No. That would not be me. Not be me. No. That'd be the suit. Could you see a suit with a handlebar mustache? Huh?
We shan't encourage him. Or maybe we should.
Oh, I think it'd be great.
Be ready for the first night of football season, right? August 23rd.
Yeah. He could grow it between now and then.
Come to Milton High School to see the Braves and the Black Panthers and the suits handlebar mustache. It's
wow.
Like, what are you guys doing?
That's great. See? Very, very impressive. You could see that now.
I'm going to Schick practice tonight. I'll talk to the kids. Maybe we'll get the kids to get him to do it.
Maybe they can guilt the suit into growing a mustache. Maybe they can guilt the suit into it. Huh? That'd be great. Well, we'll have to see about that.
Yeah.
But college football practice for some teams began last Wednesday, including Iowa State, Kansas State, because they're playing in week 0, which is going to be August 23rd. So you're talking about, 3.5 weeks before their opener? For Penn State, they start on Wednesday. They open August 30th, 4 weeks from Saturday, which means 4 weeks from this Thursday, it'll be the first talk show.
How many days are they allowed to practice in that span?
I think they're allowed
Are you? All right.
Yeah, you're not in school. Well, wait a minute. Technically, you are in school because there are some guys that are in class taking summer classes.
Yeah.
But you do want to give them a day off anyway. And there are days off planned in there. And there's also they work around summer commencement as well. I mean, at some point here, I think Ben's going to send me the practice schedule, and I can get going with that. I usually wait before asking him about it, only because sometimes they're working on it the last second. Like over the weekend because they're trying to tweak something. So that's why
that sparks something. Did you happen to see the video this weekend from the Jets about Ola Fashanu?
No, I didn't.
In the meeting with I think I saw it on Twitter, with the meeting with James and Phil about going pro.
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, it's a story about them handing Phil and Coach Franklin handing Ola's parents the big packet of information, and them assuming that as soon as they read how much money Ola was getting, that they would be leaving, and Ola's parents didn't even open it. And Ola's mom looked at Coach Franklin and said that he has the highest GPA and one of the best business schools in the country. He's coming back, and all James said was, "Yes, ma'am."
Well, no, and I did talk about the fact that I knew that Olu's parents were extremely academic oriented. And if you ever talk to Olu, he's so smart. I mean, so well spoken. Doesn't have a handlebar mustache. Let's see this. I can see the suit and the stash right now. Yeah. All right, we'll take a break. Wrap it up in a moment on News Radio 1070 WKOK.
Party time, game time, or just fun time. Doesn't matter what time it is because it's Brewers Outlet time. The Beverage Supermarket has the area's largest beer selection. Imports, microbrews, ciders, and domestics. Pick from over 100 ice-cold 12-packs and dozens of 24-ounce singles. Soda, snacks, hot sauces, fresh roasted peanuts. Make it one-stop party shopping, and don't forget the pickle bar. So whatever you're celebrating or just doing it up, Brewers Outlet, Reagan Street, Sunbury wants to see you. And thank you for your years of patronage.
Hi, this is Season. For over 100 years, the Purdy Insurance Agency has been protecting families and businesses of the greater Susquehanna Valley and beyond. With the experience of our trained and knowledgeable staff, you can rest assured that your needs will be evaluated and met by some of the industry's best representatives. No matter what your insurance needs are, call Purdy Insurance today at 570-286-5855. Visit our website at purdyinsurance.com or check us out on Facebook to see what we can do for you.
Matt whining, moaning, and complaining about Aaron Judge being on the injured list. So Matt will have as many home runs in the next 10 games as Judge will.
Hopefully the Yankees score more runs than Matt would.
Oh, brutal. It's brutal. And then Neil Coulong on what's going on at Steelers camp. Again, did you see that Aaron Rodgers, I think he was trying to throw the ball to Metcalf, I believe, right? And he threw an interception. Oh, it's like, it's practice. You want to know how many interceptions I've seen in practice?
Oh, I think it was the very first pass.
Yeah, but do you know how many I've seen in practice?
Because actually, I was going to say the one beat writer, everybody had a giant fit over that, and he was I think it was Brian Batko. And then the very first play the next day in scrimmage, it was sacked.
Yeah. Well, and there was a story. Is there an Eagles reporter that keeps training camp stats?
I'm sure there is.
No, there is, and I think J.J. Watt made some comment on X or whatever it was. Who knows? Instagram. Who knows? Right? about how worthless it is, and this guy went to defend himself. And I have no look, if that's how you want to report on it, so that you're trying to give some context to what's going on, that I don't care. I think it's meaningless. I personally think it's meaningless, but it doesn't mean that I think you're wrong for putting it out there. Because somebody may be extremely interested in it, and I have no problem with that. I have no interest of it. I think you actually got to sit there and watch it the whole time to really figure out pro and con as to what's actually going on.
Matt texted and said it's Elliott Shore Parks.
Okay. And I don't think we've ever had him on the show.
The reason I know who he is because about 5 years ago he decided that he posted somewhere that he could hit a major league pitch 1 out of 10 times or something like that. And one of the WIP guys called him an idiot and was actually a Division III pitcher and told him that he couldn't get a hit off of him, and it turns out he couldn't.
Yeah.
That's also 5-8 years ago when he was probably, younger and dumber. We all say stuff in our 20s that we regret 10 years later.
Yeah.
You learn.
Oh, by the way, Doug wants to see the suit with a mohawk. So we'll let you know.
Doug, stop encouraging him.
Yeah. But again, I don't care if somebody puts out training camp stats because other people aren't putting out training camp stats. So it's at least something different. Now, does it mean I have to think it's worth anything? Nope. But I don't mind somebody putting in the work and putting it out because it's different than what everybody else is doing. How about that? That doesn't mean I have any interest in it.
It always reminds me of the story when Jamar Chase's rookie year. Remember, he dropped all those passes in training camp, and it was a wasted draft pick.
Yeah,
that's just what this reminds me of.
Right, which I agree. Again, as you know, I'm like, I could care less about that stuff.
Yeah,
right. But it doesn't mean that I don't mind if somebody puts it out there because it is different than what somebody else is putting out. How about that?
Also, got Chris Wheeler confirmed for Wednesday as well. Talk
Wheels.
Little Dick Allen in Penn State football.
Wheels. Yeah. As soon as I'm done talking with Wheels, I'm going to be going to go over to camp.
Yeah?